Hello and welcome to IsaanFlicks. Today I should talk about my experiences of having uninvited house guests. Pests, to be concise. Pest control in Thailand, especially in and around your home, are a constant challenge, even more so in rural areas. However, whether you live in a house or a condo in Thailand, be prepared for uninvited guests showing up from time to time. The most common being ants, cockroaches, termites, rodents and small reptiles. The reason I chose this subject for my video today is that I got up this morning to find a giant poisonous centipede by the side of my computer desk. And I am not exaggerating when I say it was 20 centimetres, 8 inches long. I quickly scooped it up in a plastic dustpan and took it outside and threw it over the garden wall into the field behind our house before my wife saw it, and she would have smashed it to bits and then smashed it again to make sure it was dead. I believe the thing was dying and it didn't move much when I scooped it up, but I wasn't going to check it for signs of life, as they are dangerous and can kill humans. Anyway, let's cut to the video and I can show you just some of our uninvited guests, and I shall continue this talk.
This is the centipede that I found this morning, and it was rather large. As I said, a good 8 inches long, 20 centimeters long, a big one. And a nasty one to boot. A bite from one of these can kill you. And this was another nasty thing that I found outside our front door one morning. Another nasty beast. We have had several of these nasty things in and around our house since living here, and when they do show up and we do manage to catch them, they are destroyed. But back to the more common guests, or should I say pests. Firstly, ants. Ants are a persistent problem during the rainy season, as are of course mosquitoes. But ants, the smaller ones, appear not to bite. However, even after you've wiped out an entire group, they will return, so you have to keep on top of them. Then it's no big deal and easy to control them. Next are the cockroaches, which are harder to get rid of, but fortunately we rarely see any. The odd ones turn up and usually they are dead or dying after spraying the house with a household pesticide, which controls not only cockroaches but ants, mosquitoes and termites and such like. Personally, I only worry about termites, as the top half of our house is timber. Even though it was thoroughly treated before and during construction, we did have some termite infestation, but it appears they had been brought into the house in some insulation material used in between the wooden walls. But like anywhere in the world, things like this happen. Luckily, the termites didn't do too much damage, and we had the whole house and ground retreated and haven't had a problem since. Touch wood. Nevertheless, I do worry, as termites untreated will destroy not so much the house main timbers but any softer wood and furniture in no time. It is my opinion that termite ground treatment is a must when constructing a new house, whether it be made of wood or concrete in Thailand. As for rodents, there are several types like black rats, brown rats, house type mice. You do not want to see them or have them in the house, as they have the potential to spread disease, apart from eating your food and furnishings, and the bloody things are adept at climbing and they can get in anywhere. Luckily, we have only had a couple or so to date, but I made sure I got rid of them. We did have one living in the ceiling space, but one night I managed to see it and by luck threw something at it and knocked it out just long enough for me to catch it and get it out of the house, and I made sure it would not be back. Then there are the numerous reptiles, the most common being the gecko, which there is almost nothing you can do about them as they become residents, no longer just guests. We have had a few of the larger toki lizards, which are bloody noisy at night sometimes, and various other types of lizards and slinks, some with very long tails, long legs, some which change colour, but again not much you can do as they are difficult to catch. But I generally try and chase them out a door or window, but they will come back, but they are harmless. We have had a few scorpions and a few snakes. The largest snake was about 3 meters, but they tend to disappear by themselves, thankfully. We have had one in the house, in the kitchen, but I managed to push it out and it disappeared into our drainage system to be never seen again. We have had many frogs, a variety of sizes and colours, and again difficult to catch. But when I do manage, I take them outside, but generally they hop off in their own time. And we even had a couple of good sized crabs, again goodness knows from where they came. The most surprising thing was a turtle I found one morning by the side of our bed in the corner of the room. Goodness knows where it came from and how it got in, as the thing was almost the size of my hand. That got taken to the irrigation canal. Of course, there are many things one can do to prevent household pests, like keeping drains clean and sealing off cracks, but all pointless in our case, as our house is an open plan ground floor where the doors and windows are left open all day to allow the breeze to cool the place. We do not have air conditioning, and I hardly use a fan, as the breeze is enough for me. However, not everyone is like me, and we have fans around the house for those that need them. So caulking around windows and doors is not necessary, but for many it is. Furthermore, I try to avoid having any fitted furniture to minimize any place rodents can hide, and nearly all our furniture is on legs raised above the floor so we can see and clean underneath easily. The main thing is not to leave food lying around or on countertops unless it is in sealed containers. We have a larder type cabinet where we store and keep foodstuffs and prepared foods to prevent as much as possible encouraging the more normal insects, flies, ants, rodents and the neighbours' cats from getting at it. We also make sure we do not have plants, shrubs and trees too near the house or any water butts to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes. In Thailand, it is probably impossible to make your house or home vermin proof, especially in the countryside, so you just have to learn to live with them. Do your best to not make them welcome, but like some people, the uninvited guests will keep turning up, so expect them and you will be fine. Oops! Nearly forgot to mention the spiders, who come in all colours and sizes, from ones you can hardly see to some as big as my hand. Well, almost. Nevertheless, big. Now that about sums up this video. And if you did enjoy my little talk on the uninvited guests, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave me a comment, but better still, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and make this old man happy. So that's it until my next video. So it's a goodbye from me.